Hello. Welcome again for another video. Today, so in traditional style, I have 900 ideas for this video. So we're gonna see how many I can fit into this video. But really, I would like to talk about human design. Specifically the Manifestor energy type first. If you feel insulted by that, just know that it's my energy type. That's why I'm doing it first. So please don't feel any type of way about that. Manifestors aren't more special than any other types. Every type is so necessary. So I want to do human design, talk about the Manifestor energy type, and do makeup. And I want, the goal is to do makeup that correlates to the Manifestor energy type. So I would like to do makeup for all the types. We shall see how it goes. Okay, so I'm recording right here, but my mirror that I can use is right here. So if you see me, I am looking in the mirror. Also, this is because the sun is shining so beautifully and brightly, and another part of my human design, my own chart, I am an indirect light digestion person. So too much UV exposure is actually extremely detrimental to me, and makes me really sick and nauseous and stuff. So if for some reason I'm like, okay, it's too hot in here, or because temperature is a big factor as well, I will cut the video off and then repaste it together. Anyway, blur. All right, so human design. If you've never heard of human design, the best way that I know how to explain it is like, your birth time, where you were born, the latitude, longitude, location, the time, the date, like all of the different little numerical factors that go into when you were born is like your specific mathematical equation that shines the light on the answer that is you. Okay? So with whether it's astrology, whether it's some Eastern system, whether it is human design, gene keys, doesn't matter what it is, all of that correlates to, it's a mathematical equation that then shined light on the answer, which is you. So for human design, for example, this system, it's like a blueprint, like a logical, tangible, you could hold it in your hands blueprint of your energetic systems and body, and how it expresses itself out physically, and how you can best maneuver that, make decisions with that, better your life with that, whatever, what have you be. Now, if you've dived into human design at all and you know what your energy type is, I will be diving into the ins and outs of each type. Maybe if this spurs enough urge within me, maybe I'll start going into the other things within the human design, maybe the profiles, or even the authorities, or different things like that, or the strategies. So anyway, today we are talking about manifestors specifically. And the reason why we're talking about that first is because I'm a manifestor, and also energetically, manifestors are meant and built to go first. That's the way they're designed. Every design type is put into their design category based on their auric function. So the mechanical function of the way their aura responds, or maneuvers through things and connects with the other energies that be. Manifestors are here to initiate, so that flipping on a light switch or throwing the ball into the game, that is the whole premise behind the manifestor. So back in kind of ancient times and stuff like that, the manifestors were the kings and queens because their energy was always this separate thing. So the aura function of a manifestor, and the reason why you're put into that category based on the auric function, is it's dense and repelling. That's the wording that's used around it. So what that essentially means, this is a very nuanced and misunderstood, it's like the most largestly misunderstood part of being a manifestor. So it's the whole core of being a manifestor is very misunderstood. But if you can imagine, if you've ever seen The Wizard of Oz, and the good witch comes down, she like floats down in this bubble, okay? And the bubble, although you can kind of see through it, there's still this haze, there's still this like impenetrability, there's still this thickness, this density that like can't be moved through. And when a manifestor is in a space where they really need extra spaciousness or energetic protection for that bubble, their aura, or that big bubble that they live in all the time, will then become very repelling. And it's not repelling in a way where it's like they're not gonna come up and like punch you, but it is very move bitch get out the way energy, you know what I mean? And it's not a personal thing. It has nothing to necessarily do with the person. It's more of the energetic differentiation that lives between that person and the manifestor aura. And so it's really like this big, impenetrable, dense, thick orb of a bubble that they live in all the time that no one ever really gets to come into, because that's the way their aura is designed, so that they can push through the weeds of life essentially and initiate new things into creation. Hence the initiating, right? So I'm gonna get started on the makeup while I kind of jabber a little bit. I kind of wish that this was at some point, sometime along the life, I would really like for it to be like almost a live stream where we can have questions going. But I'm gonna kind of just ramble and let what comes through come through. I might not explain it in its totality. I might not explain it very well, but I'm going to do my very best while I do my makeup about it. Okay? So today, like I said, if I look up here, it's because that's where the mirror is. I broke this the other day. Beautiful timing. Okay, so we're talking about manifestors. Okay. So the signature, every energy type. So there's 5 energy types if you don't know, real quick. Manifestor, reflector, projector, generator, manifesting generator. Okay? So the generator, manifesting generator, they have the same aura function. However, the strategy for moving with that auric function in this life is a little bit different, and it plays out differently. So, every energy type has a signature. something that I have coined and like to term as a sign you're within your nature, a sign you're listening to yourself. It's a sign you're honoring yourself properly, right? Your signature. So for a manifestor, that signature is peace, okay? And so the most peaceful manifestor will still have little tiny moments and pockets of their not self, which is anger, okay? And even the most angry manifestor, I'm sure we've met a lot of them, will have little moments and pockets of peace. And it is the relationship that you have as a manifestor between those two. And if you are not a manifestor, I encourage you to get creative in ways that you can, and the best way to do so is to ask the manifestor in your life how they feel about this idea that you have, or what they think, or whatever. Ask for their input. Allow them to impact you with their informing of what they think and such. You need to have a good relationship with your signature, and you need to have a good relationship with your not self, because you're going to pendulum swing between the two for your whole entire life, no matter what design type you are. But today we're talking about manifestors. So specifically, we're talking about peace, which is the signature sign you're within your nature, and anger, which is the not self. So why did that come up? Cup. Okay, can you see this crack? It's shattered. Like, ew, ow, oh God, that was disgusting. That was the worst sensorial experience. I'm so sorry you had to witness that. I'm sorry I had to feel it. Okay, we're done. Okay. If I wanted to, I could probably pull this cup apart into two halves because of the way it's split on either side. Why is it split, you ask? Because Alex got angry. Alex got really angry. Why did Alex get angry? Because I was going to do a video. So I got all my makeup together in this bag, and it was all standing up like such, blah, blah, blah. I was getting very precision, meticulous OCD about it a little bit. So I had it in the bag, okay? I go put the bags in the car, and just so happened the way I sat it, it's tipped over the whole makeup bag. And so I go to start picking the things up. I'm doing good. I'm breathing. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, the way it was going in the bag, it was like coming in and going out immediately. I lost my fucking shit, and I just chucked the bag into the car. I heard things crack, and I was like, I don't even care. I don't even care. So those little pockets for a manifestor, the reason why I moved into the not self, the reason why my pendulum swung deeply into anger to the point where I'm just like I bought this specifically because it's very pretty to put the makeup brushes in. Like, it's a thing I picked out, okay? And the reason why I was disrespectful to my property is because I pendulum swung into anger. And when manifestors are in that space, it really is a please move out of the way type of situation. Because once you've hit the tipping point, the only thing you can do is release it. And so if you have safe spaces to release it in, like those rage rooms or something similar at your own house or something like that, beautiful. But when you are around people and it is that pinnacle moment where it's time to release the anger, it is terrifying for the other people. So here comes the strategy for manifestors, okay? Which is to inform. FYI. FYI, I'm feeling like absolute shit or frustrated or agitated or whatever it may be, because it just little dropping hats in the frustration bucket where I'm getting more and more agitated and irritated to the point that it just and for manifestors, most of the time it's going to move through their throat, and also through their body. So it might not just be them, throwing a chair into the wall. It might be something along the lines of them screaming as they do so. All in all, anger is healthy as long as there's a proper, safe, healthy space for it to be released in. Now, if you don't have that healthy, proper, safe space to release your anger in, and you start releasing it and your kids are around, or your partner's around, or you're at work, or whatever, that's where inform the people who are going to be affected, like, I need to go to a safe space right now, or I cannot be around at this moment. I'm feeling big things right now that need to be released. However you want to word it. This also works with, everything. Manifestors, please inform as much as humanly possible. Please, please, please inform. I know it feels a little difficult. I've noticed that we're really good at maneuvering in the nonverbal realms because we're almost always like telepathically communicating with everything all the time. So to pull that through your throat out of your mouth to then inform people is like so many extra steps that it requires so much energy sometimes. That manifestors just don't have extra of. But I'm going to tell you, like Moses parting the seas, it will clear your path so exponentially if you inform who's going to be impacted by you parting those seas. It is a suggestion, sure, but it is also something that I think if you integrate into your life in a way that just feels natural, you will far expand what you thought you were capable of. 1000%. All right, HD break. This is the one we're using right now. I'm going to use this color for my base, for my eyes, okay? Now, the colors that I kind of associate with Manifestor, I think everybody's going to have their own colors. But there might be a lot of overlap and similarities between particular energies because, energies kind of carry their own signature of numbers and colors and letters and things and such. Like, everything is so interconnected. It's not a separate thing by any means. So for me, Manifestor coloring feels very, and I don't know, I'm going to just say it. It feels very regal. It feels very like the deep blood reds, the like pure metallic golds, the deep emerald greens, the deep purples and blues and different things like that. Those are the colors that feel most reminiscent of Manifestors. Like this, actually, this style too feels very reminiscent also. Kind of gives a little bit Manifestor vibes, actually. But red is probably the biggest color that I associate with Manifestor. I actually have a very funny, complicated relationship with the color red and pink specifically. So when I was younger, I had a thing in here. Oh, well, I'll just use this. When I was little and I was young and the world had not tainted me yet, I loved the color pink. I loved all things Barbie. I was just a little girly pop, living my best life, you know? Like, normal. Hold on just a second. It's getting a little hot in here. So, fast forward. Gosh. I was probably in 5th grade. And I decided that I absolutely hated the color pink. I'm going to do this red right here. Now, why did I hate the color pink? Too girly, feels gross to me. I just hate it. Like, I wouldn't even look at things that were the color pink. And anyone who was around me at that time, if you are watching this, thanks, and I'm sorry. Because I mean, like, literally so much so that people would try to, even though I understand the whys now, right? But people would try to joke with me about it and would buy me things that were pink. And in the moment, I would feel so disrespected. I would just feel so disrespected. Like, you all think this is a fucking game. And it's not. Like, this is the truth of me. And it's being put off as a joke. And so that sucked. And when I got a little bit older, I kind of realized at the just deep rooted fear, I think. Deep rooted fear and I don't know, maybe it just was fear, but the deep rooted fear of being just so deeply misunderstood is what I think made me even stop liking pink in the first place, because I didn't want to be this like girly girl, right? I wasn't a girly pop like that anymore. I had developed tomboy tendencies and, you know, like whatever. Even the term tomboy is so fucking weird. And so I think I just wanted to be taken seriously. I think there were just a lot of periods of my life where I wanted to be taken seriously and I wasn't. And that's funny now, looking back in hindsight on my life. So my profile in human design is a 6'2". So I am what's coined in some spaces and stuff, the childlike grown-up. So I think there's always going to be a part of me that's like a little goofy goober of a kid. And there's always been a part of me that has been old and wise above their years and, you know, like all that stuff too. And when I was a kid, I think the kid energy played so loudly that then I wasn't taken seriously in my other side of myself, which is very wise and, you know, has a lot of maturity and, you know, different things like that. And so I think my rebellion of the color pink was really my rebellion of my maiden energy, or my little kid energy, my little girl energy. And wow, that's like coming full circle. I've never really explained it in that kind of way, so thank you for listening. Because yeah, it was a funny thing when I kind of came to the realization that I was being a bit ridiculous about the color pink. Of course, with compassion, but I just kind of was like, this color can't hurt me though. Like this, I'm so much allowing it to hurt me. And I'm giving it so much power, and it's a color. It's a color. Pink don't give a fuck about you. It don't give a fuck about me. Pink just out here pinking. You know what I mean? Yeah. Funny. I hope I finished that story. I have a tendency to go off on little tangents and not finish the story. Okay, I'm going to do this blue. I don't know how long this video is going to be, y'all. I'm super sorry if it ends up being stupid long because I just keep jabbering, but I am trying to do longer videos, like vlog style, because I think that is more realistic for my energy. I kind of dump it all into a video and then dip out for, you know, a little bit. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I had that like little terracotta kind of cream orange tan, whatever. Then that red. I think I'm going to see about this. It's funny. I feel like I do my makeup like such a millennial. I probably do. What do you think? Do I? Even if I don't even know what that actually means either, so you make up your own interpretation of that. But yeah. So to kind of round it out, as a manifestor or as someone who loves a manifestor, first of all, if you're someone who loves a manifestor and you're watching this trying to get tips for how to love a manifestor more properly, God loves you. Hella. Okay? And you're a gift to this world, because there is not very many people in a manifestor's life who actively try to nurture and nourish them in a way that feels like nourishment to them. So, thank you. May God bless you forevermore and eternity. But if you are a manifestor or you're someone who loves a manifestor, please, 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 as much as you can, practice the art of an FYI. FYI all the time. FYI so much that people are like, don't even respond to your FYIs anymore because they're just like, cool, acknowledged. You know what I mean? Because the truth of it is, even though there are other types that are built to respond, that's not even the goal of informing. Informing isn't to be responded to. Informing is just to let you know, I'm parting the seas right here, and it's going to have you move over here, or it's going to ripple out to you, or the waft of the fart is going to hit you, or I don't fucking know, whatever. It's going to impact you. So I'm letting you know. I'm letting you know that this is going to impact you. I'm making this decision, and it's going to impact you. FYI, it's going to impact you. Okay? You don't have to be responded to in order to do that. But if you're someone who loves a manifestor, they want to know too. They want FYIs also. They want to know what you're doing. They want to be in the loop. If you all typically, I don't know, I was going to say get together every Saturday, but realistically a manifestor isn't probably going to do that with you. But let's say for all intents and purposes sake, you and your manifestor friend or whatever, or you being the manifestor, you and your friend get together every Saturday, and your friend or the manifestor who is the friend or whatever it may be is busy, and you guys don't say nothing to each other, that's going to fucking suck. FYI, I got super drunk last night and I have no energy to get together today. FYI, I have a super big proposal, on Monday, and I need to fucking get more shit ready for it. FYI, my mother-in-law popped in from out of town, and so we're doing that this weekend, or what the fuck ever. Just FYI, everyone does need to just get into the habit. This is for everyone, not just manifestors. Everyone needs to get into the habit of telling each other the quick updates mo better. You know what I'm saying? You need to get better at that. It doesn't have to be this long, drawn out, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't even have to be an everyday thing or an every week thing or an every fucking month thing. It just needs to be on an as needed basis, as much as you possibly can. Just keep each other in the loop. Excuse me. That's it. That's all I know. Alright, what you think, y'all? Look, if you have trouble with makeup, and honestly, this is not great. I know that. And also, for my own self, I'm really leaning into allowing it to not be perfect. Because I can make it perfect. Standard, stereotypical, photograph it perfect. And also, I don't want to do that. That's not realistic for every time I do my fucking makeup. Right? So that's my journey that I'm on. However, if you have trouble doing makeup and you do think this looks phenomenal and you want to do something like it someday, the biggest thing that I can explain and say to you is just practice blending. So practice going in little circles, okay? Back and forth. This way, doesn't matter. You can also do it with this hand. I do it with my dominant hand though. But circles, circles, circles. You could go back and forth, up and down, but truly to blend it as much as you want, and to get it as, kind of sunsetty and seamless as it can be. Circles. Okay? So that might sometimes mean this brush I put the color on with, then I change brushes because this has a bunch of color on it. If I go like this, and it's got a bunch of color on it. I'm just spreading more and more color around. If I just want to put the color that I need, the amount I need on with this, and blend with a different brush. Now this is not a blending brush. This is just, oh wait. I was gonna say this is the most blendy brush I have. But that was because I totally forgot I have this whole, but whatever, you know? That'll do. That'll do. Okay. So, I think for our final installment of on the eyes, I think I'm going to do this gold right here. I might mix in a bit of the golds. Okay, so let's try to get, I like this one, I like this one, and then of course these ones are super sparkly too, and I might add in some pink, and then I really like this silver. So, and this one. I am just going to play. Okay, cool. I'm gonna get some glitter, and then I'm gonna get some ones that don't necessarily have glitter, and I'm gonna kind of just see what we can do with this. Okay. Now, if it has glitter, I like to try to kind of pat it on first, just to kind of see what the consistency is. Sometimes swiping will get real messy, but you know, sometimes patting will get real messy. So, you know, just do whatever. I kind of just try to hit the lid. I don't need to really take it up into anywhere higher, but I will want to use my finger and kind of get the chunks, because listen, there is literally not a whole lot I hate more than when there is glittery eye stuff, okay? And it has chunks still, and the chunks just start falling down on your face all day. Like, you know what I mean? Okay, now, I don't really like this, but we're gonna go with it. I think I really like this gold right here, and then I'm gonna add in this little purple thing, maybe these two, to make this look better. Jesus, take all the wheels. Okay. Ooh. Okay, that looks nice. That looks pretty. Actually, no, it doesn't. Whatever. Okay, now we're gonna go with these two and then this purple. Also, oh, another note on the Manifestor anger. Manifestors tend to get angry if their energy is stopped. Hence the move bitch, get out the way vibe of the aura. So it's really like, the best way I can describe it is like a tidal wave. If there was a wall and the tidal wave hit the wall, like there would be so much force, and I mean it could crack the wall if it's not built correctly, you know what I mean? So if there's not safety for the release, for the stopping, for the centrifugal force or whatever, it's going to shatter, break. It's going to create a large impact. It's going to stop abruptly. That's when a manifestor's energy will just almost automatically pendulum swing from peace to anger. Now, it can be a buildup of that eventually over time, but also it's not uncommon for it to just be straight to, if it is stopped with such force and the tidal wave of the energy is so strong. Yeah. So, just so you know. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you all. I literally hate this. This is why I don't fuck with glitter. So, we're gonna let this eye be whatever. And we're gonna go on to the other eye and we're gonna do something totally different. Because I hate it. Like, look at all this. You see it? Don't like it. Okay. So I did that little gold and that little kind of like periwinkle purple. I'm gonna try that. We're gonna just try that first. It'll do, donkey, it'll do. All right, now that blue and that purple again, kind of like how I did on this one after I did all this god awful glitter shit. I always try. Listen, I'm gonna try, you know. Like, just because I hate glitter doesn't mean I can try it, you know. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does just mean don't do it. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not like this. But that's okay. Because we're working through it. Maybe this is part of the doing the types as the makeups. Is that when the manifestor goes first, sometimes it looks like shit. Because it does. It really does look like shit sometimes. Alright, I'm just gonna use some of these. Kind of try to get this freaking shit off. Do you have makeup remover wipes? No, I fucking don't. Not currently. All right. Damn, I should have used that one. I might do it. I might do a second one for Manifestors because I did a sturdy, y'all. It's okay. Now, actually, ugh. I'm struggling to not just chalk it up as a lost video. So if you like this, please really comment, like, thanks for posting it still or whatever, because God, I really don't want to. This does not look good. I really don't like it at all. Okay, so I put this white under my eyebrows, so it kind of helps this stuff pop a little more, even though it looks freaking ridiculous anyway. Can't wait to wash this off. I'll tell you that. Alright, well, this video's been long enough already. I'm gonna keep it being with you. I am frustrated. And you know what else I'm frustrated about? One of the most annoying things about being a human. Having to fucking pee. It's literally one of the most annoying things. I like how this video, I had an idea for it. I had a vision, right? As a manifestor, we have a fucking vision. But it did not go according to vision. Perfect. And so you guys got the true, ew, gross. It's very soft. It's been in my car, that's why. Need to move it back inside. Ooh. Girl, what? Anyway, to finish what the fuck I was saying, are you done with this? You guys got to watch me move into anger. Hope it's a great time.